Yes, the question was about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this has been disgraceful. Without a doubt. Yeah, and she still works for my company. And I think she's been absolutely disgraceful. I think that her faux sophistication on these particular issues has been ridiculous. It's not faux sophistication, it's ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making and the things that she's saying, and I find them disreputable.
All right. Now, you've seen this TikTok video, and you would think Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, they're allies. They've been speaking about politics and culture, and they have always seemed to be aligned when it comes to what's going on as far as how they see themselves being a united front against the left ideology in the United States. And actually in the world, for that matter, because they're well-known figures. And you would think this should have been a backroom conversation, right? When you have a boss that, let's say, is having an issue, you don't totally put them on blast in front of everybody. There are certain kind of things, etiquette, if you will, or ethics, business ethics, in which you don't totally blast someone in public. You talk to them off to the side. But Ben Shapiro didn't do that. It seems to be kind of out of character for him. I'm not really sure why he chose to do it this way. It seems like, Candace Owens, she seemed to be totally taken off guard on this, because you can see on this video with Tucker Carlson, she is speaking in such a way that she wasn't really prepared for this.
Absolutely disgraceful, particularly a coworker. Seems like a pretty big step. What? And I really don't know the background here. What is that about?
You know, there isn't much of a background. I saw the video when everybody else saw it when I woke up.
No one warned you about it.
Nobody warned me about it. It looks like maybe he didn't know he was being recorded. It looks like it was some sort of a private event. I got no clarity on the issue that he was particularly speaking on. And in what was said, I can't respond to it beyond what he's saying, because it's just ad hominem attacks. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not, we disagree, or
Yeah.
I don't think she's correct, or maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah, exactly. And so I can't respond to it on a level of intellect, because there's nothing that he has expressed in that, at least in that short clip, that he fundamentally disagrees with in terms of what I said. But I will say that I'm not going to respond with the same ad hominem attacks.
Yes.
I don't think it helps further discussion. And if that was me that was caught on a video saying that about colleagues that I work with, I would be embarrassed. So I think that the video speaks more to Ben's character than it speaks to mine.
Has he texted you to apologize or explain or anything?
No, what tends to happen is, of course, we all have elements of selfishness within us. And so when it particularly pertains to an issue that impacts you, I was strongly speaking out against Black Lives Matter as an organization very early on as a conservative, because I understood what the implications were going to be of defunding the police.
Right.
It was an issue that was important to me. I created an entire documentary to talk about this issue.
Yes.
And I held on for a long time, and people began to see that actually I was telling the truth. And now we have more death in inner city communities than we had before.
Yes.
These riots and these George Floyd protests calling for defunding of the police. And I think in terms of this, that's what's also happened, is that people that are pro-Israel are pro-Israel, a lot of them, because they have family members in Israel.
I get it.
They have homes in Israel.
Yes.
And so they feel very attached to this issue. And, I was very happy to host somebody who was pro-Israel. He's a pro-Israel comedian on my show the other day. And I explained this to him. I said, you are demanding that we have this same response that you are having about what people are saying on college campuses. The rhetoric on college campuses hasn't changed. Did you not remember what they were saying, what professors were saying, the anti-white explicit racism that was happening, and not even just allowed in terms of student protests, but was written into the curriculum?
She was really kind of wondering what was going on, even though Ben Shapiro isn't necessarily her direct boss. But he is really the boss, because he's one of the co-founders of Daily Wire. You can see some of the interviews with Ben Shapiro. He discusses in great detail how it's his kid, basically. The Daily Wire is a culmination of his work through many years, starting off as a lawyer, then working in radio, writing and publishing things, and then it got to the point where this is what he is. This is what he has. He has Jordan Peterson on the Daily Wire. He's collaborating with all sorts of great conservative voices out there. And for him to respond, even with this, what was it, this tweet that you put on X about this Bible verse saying that she should be, blessed are the peacemakers. And for Ben Shapiro to totally shoot back and say, hey, why don't you quit? And I think both of them kind of did it in a tasteless manner. I think she shouldn't have put a Bible verse out there. I thought that was a little strange because he's Jewish. Even though even though there's like Old and New Testament, I'm sure he didn't really appreciate that. He didn't like that. He probably thought that she was trying to be on her high horse, and he didn't like that. Because Candace Owens, she is against Ukraine, and of course, Ben Shapiro's not really into it either. But when it comes to Israel, he's very pro-Israel, being Jewish, and she's not Jewish, and she, in her ways, and way that she's expressing herself in a lot of different viewpoints, she doesn't want to be involved in foreign conflicts, in nation building, and things like that. Not that this thing going on in Gaza is a nation building exercise. It is a matter of she's feeling more of an isolationist in terms of foreign policy, whereas Ben Shapiro, this is dear to his heart and to most Americans. They don't like the idea of what's happening to Israel. And I frankly don't like it either, and I don't like what's going on in Palestine either, because there's a lot of Palestinians that are being killed as a result of being victims of Hamas and their regime that they didn't elect, because they've completely ruled with an iron fist over people that didn't really vote for them, because most of the population there is too young to have voted for them when they first took power. So I think for me, I am thinking they got to get over this. I don't think Ben Shapiro should fire Candace Owens. I think he should, like he said, she can quit. He's trying to force her out, but I think that she should stand firm and keep her show on the Daily Wire. And that's just my opinion. If she wants to do something else, good for her. But that's my 2 cents on it. I don't know what you all else think about it. Be sure to leave your comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for new videos and commentary to come. Thank you.